Washington AP. On Wednesday, President Donald Trump reinstated a significant policy from his first term, announcing a travel ban for citizens of 12 countries and restrictions for those from 7 others. The ban will take effect at 12:01 a.m. on Monday, providing a buffer period to prevent the chaos seen at airports nationwide when a similar measure was implemented without notice in 2017. Trump had hinted at plans for a new ban upon assuming office in January, and now seems to be on more solid ground after the Supreme Court sided with him. Some of the 12 countries were also on the banned list during Trump's first term. The new ban includes Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Meanwhile, visitors from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela will face heightened restrictions. In a social media video, Trump linked the new ban to a recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, emphasizing the risks posed by some visitors who overstay their visas. The suspect in the attack is from Egypt, a country not on Trump's restricted list. The Department of Homeland Security reported that he overstayed a tourist visa. Trump stated that some countries have deficient screening and vetting processes or have historically refused to repatriate their citizens. His findings are based extensively on an annual Homeland Security report on visa overstays by tourists, business visitors, and students arriving by air and sea, highlighting countries with high overstay rates. "We don't want them," Trump declared. The inclusion of Afghanistan upset some supporters who have worked to resettle its people. The ban does make exceptions for Afghans on special immigrant visas, typically individuals who worked closely with the U.S. government during the 2-decade-long war there. Afghanistan was also one of the largest sources of resettled refugees, with about 14,000 arrivals in a 12-month period through September 2024. Trump had suspended refugee resettlement on his first day in office. Sean Van Diver, president and board chairman of #AfghaniVac, criticized the inclusion of Afghanistan in the ban as a moral disgrace, arguing it disrespects allies and veterans. Trump justified the decision by citing Afghanistan's lack of a competent central authority for issuing passports or civil documents and its visa overstay rates. Haiti was included in the ban for high overstay rates and significant numbers entering the U.S. illegally. Haitians continue to flee poverty, hunger, and political instability as armed groups control much of Port-au-Prince. Trump stated that Haiti lacks a central authority capable of providing necessary law enforcement information to ensure its nationals do not undermine U.S. national security. The Iranian government has yet to respond to its inclusion in the ban. The Trump administration labeled Iran a state sponsor of terrorism, barring visitors except those already holding visas or entering the U.S. on special visas for persecuted minorities. Other Middle Eastern nations on the list, Libya, Sudan, and Yemen, are experiencing ongoing civil strife and territorial control by opposing factions. Sudan is embroiled in an active war, Yemen's conflict is largely stalemated, and Libyan forces remain armed. International aid groups and refugee resettlement organizations have condemned the new ban. Abby Maxman, president of Oxfam America, stated that the policy is not about national security, but rather about sowing division and vilifying communities seeking safety and opportunity in the United States. The travel ban results from a January 20 executive order by Trump requiring the Departments of State and Homeland Security and the Director of National Intelligence to compile a report on hostile attitudes toward the U.S. and whether entry from certain countries poses a national security risk. During his first term in January 2017, Trump issued an executive order banning travel to the U.S. by citizens of 7 predominantly Muslim countries: Iraq, Syria, Iran, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen. It was one of the most chaotic moments of his presidency, as travelers from those nations were either barred from boarding flights or detained at U.S. airports after landing. The order affected students, faculty, business people, tourists, and people visiting friends and family. The order was often referred to as the Muslim ban or travel ban, and was revised amid legal challenges until a version was upheld by the Supreme Court in 2018. It affected various categories of travelers and immigrants from Iran, Somalia, Yemen, Syria, and Libya, as well as North Koreans and some Venezuelan government officials and their families. Trump and others defended the initial ban on national security grounds, arguing it aimed to protect the country rather than being based on anti-Muslim bias. However, during his first presidential campaign, Trump had called for an explicit ban on Muslims.